I think Wardogs is one of the most interesting shooters coming up this year, but one of the systems I still have questions about is in relation to the spawn system. Because from what they've shown, I think you just spawn in your base, buy a loadout, then head out into the fight. And with a game built around money, gear, vehicles, and player choice, the way spawns work could have a massive impact on the flow of the matches. So after giving some more thought about this game, I have a main concern here, and it comes with a simple question, which is how protected are the bases? Since players can earn money from kills, I want to know what happens if those kills are happening inside of a team's base, or even right outside the base if players are barely leaving it. Because even if the game gives little to no money for those kills, I think it still creates a different problem here. Players may not care about that reward anyway. Some people will just harass spawns because it's a disruptive thing to do, and given that this is a sandbox kind of game, I think that becomes a real issue fast. Imagine spawning in with a default loadout, grabbing a vehicle, sneaking into another team's base, and just causing chaos. That might sound fun from the attacker's perspective, but if the defending team has a limited spawn option, that could become frustrating quickly. And I think this will matter even more if Wardogs doesn't have like an active squad spawn or a reliable forward spawn system like Battlefield oftentimes does. Because if the base is the main reset point, and that reset point becomes unsafe, then deaths can start feeling less like tactical punishment and more like just being trapped. And best case scenario here is players leave matches, with the worst case being players leave the game entirely. Now, I'm not saying that bases should necessarily be completely safe either. If a game is about player-driven warfare, sure, base attacks could create memorable moments here, but there needs to be some kind of rule set as well. Maybe main bases could be protected, but also allowing teams to create forward bases that are closer to certain objectives, and allowing those to be attackable would make sense. Maybe killing players near spawns gives no cash at all. Maybe there are defenses, timers, restricted zones, or spawn protection, but the key here is making sure that base pressure feels like a tactical objective, not just a griefing kind of moment. So my hesitation here is that even if base kills give little to no money, that doesn't fully solve the problem. Some players are going to harass spawns just because they can, and even if there's some kind of spawn points squad-wise like there are with Battlefield, then this still becomes, I think, a problem for those who are trying to spawn actively at the base. Especially since that's where the economy is going to be based around and allows you to buy and change your loadouts. So do you feel like this is going to be a problem for Wardogs, or are there any particular ways that they could go about addressing this before it becomes an issue at all? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below. I'll catch you on the next one. RAMTEID out.